Hi there, and welcome to a new episode of Impact Talks. Today we have Sylwia Chada with us. She's General Manager at TikTok Central Europe. I'm very excited to have her on. Sylwia, please introduce yourself to the audience. Tell the people what you do.
Yeah, hi. Nice to meet you all. As you said, I'm general manager of TikTok Central Europe, and I'm responsible for setting the business and building the business for TikTok in Central Europe, from connecting with our key clients and our key partners to welcome them in our TikTok cooperation and TikTok family, and to jointly really build a really good and solid foundation for their business growth and our business growth. So in general, this is what I do currently.
There are so many topics that I want to cover just for the audience to know. Not only are you a woman in tech, which is obviously crucial that we cover within our organization, it's also you are in an organization that became popular really fast, really quickly. So the culture is super interesting. But also I've been finding out the culture, the tech culture in Poland is growing like crazy as well. So there's so many topics that we're going to cover. Also, you as an athlete, which probably will have some role in how you're a leader, will cover as well, because we had a ton of athletes on the show. But for the couple of people in the not younger generation, I'm assuming, can you explain to people how TikTok is developing within Europe, um, how you're helping with that growth, why? I guess my main question would be, why is TikTok opening an office even in Europe if they're a digital company?
So actually, TikTok it grows very fast. It's amazing. I remember first time I heard about TikTok like 2.5 years ago in Europe, and it was like, okay, it was like ex musicali. So what is it actually? What is it? And within like just really couple of weeks, I saw a huge interest in the platform, and not only from the our users, but also from clients. And why we're opening business, so an office, it's always regardless digital media, traditional media, other business. We are operating and dealing with people, and it's always built on building the relationships between people, and it's still made business by people. So as Poland is quite good place for all the Central Europe, since it's quite near, it's the equal distance to other countries. So we decided to have it office here. Also from the business perspective and user growth perspective, it's very interesting country, and that's why we decided to have it here. But we are also covering all the market. Of course, now in coronavirus and since pandemic new reality, we are more working still from home, but can't wait when we start traveling again, and we will meet people in face to face, which I can't wait really.
So can you maybe, we'll start from the beginning, from the user perspective, and then obviously zoom in on like your position and how you're furthering TikTok on the ground. From the user perspective, you mentioned like X Musically type of stuff. It had like a similar type of user interface. But can you tell me, why is it that TikTok became so, I would even attribute TikTok being more popular at this point than Snapchat. So why TikTok? Why did it succeed? What is it that you see from your point of view that the users do that makes them so successful and the platform so successful?
So first of all, TikTok brings joy, and it's actually proven by conducted research. So people can feel natural, and they can really feel and spread their joy. They can share content they're creating within their friends and families, and they actually can spread their creativity, which is very I think unique. Also, we have very unique algorithm who helps to deliver and adjust the content that you are interested in within using the platform, that is unique, and algorithm is learning your interest, and this is something which really makes quite unique and quite builds the engagement, and this is something I think that's like makes this so unique and so popular.
Do you think how's the algorithm different to a YouTube feed? Did, can you make that distinction, or so that we can understand?
Um,
Or is it like quite similar to YouTube that it just finds the ones you most engage with?
I think that this is something which is, like as I said, unique, and somehow it is comparable to YouTube, but I would never say that we are like having the same algorithm. It's something that whenever I meet anyone, they say like, "Look, it's been amazing. Just I thought that it will be something that I will see or already saw on other platforms, and here I'm really surprised by the content that I can get." And the most important thing is that you will never see the same content again, which is also makes so engaging for the users.
So the algorithm automatically knows when you see something and then it doesn't come back, or how?
It learns whatever you like it or not. So within a time, you will not get the content which is not you are not interested in. So and also the interest and the algorithm provides you the content based on your data that you have provided within setting the account. So this is like long-term process of learning for the platform, but very interesting. And it's always first, like always, is music is always on. You can see the whole screen, so that was makes also very engaging and quite unique for users especially.
Is it the case, again, I don't know, it's just from how I use TikTok and from what I heard, but is it the case with TikTok, let's say, compared to another social media, that with TikTok, smaller users can go viral easier, or is that just something I read?
No, you have parental control, so actually parents can really control what your kids are watching and to whom they are texting. So there is like few layers of the parental control from the perspective. So we allowed from 13 plus to use our platform.
That's for children. What I meant is with new creators that come onto the platform that want to become popular on TikTok. I know, again, I'm just taking YouTube because we go on YouTube a lot. On YouTube, it's really tough. You need to know SEO, you need to make sure that you put out a ton of content, get a lot of engagement, everything. From what I've seen, but also what I've heard from TikTok creators, when they get to be new on the platform, somehow the algorithm works in their favor to the point where becoming like a big creator on TikTok is almost easier than any other social media. So I've, the unique opportunity to ask you, do you find that, these small new creators that come on the platform and want to become a personality, they tend to get faster followers? Like, is that true, or is it, yeah?
I think I remember when I was on one of the events, and I saw users who came to this event who wanted to, and some of them already were some kind of influencers for other platforms. And what is the most for them like unique, that first of all they have like small production studio under their thumb. So they can use so many features, which is actually do not requires the knowledge how to this high level knowledge about how to product really nice videos. We also have a really good music library. So the creativity, it's everything starts from the creativity with they, and I when I see with those really young influencers, that for them, whenever they are creative, they actually know really fast how to use these features we provide as a platform for them, and how to interact with others, and present the content that really makes the impact. So yeah, I think that for them is, especially from this perspective, it's much easier. Um, and I must say that even me, like I produced few TikToks, and I was really, really surprised when I saw how many people were interested in that content.
Cool. That's yeah, good to know because that was my feeling as well. Because I guess what you're mentioning is it's easier because a lot of young people who don't know the high level stuff like on a YouTube or an Instagram with the hashtags and stuff like that just gets overwhelming at one point. You almost like with YouTube, we need a team to handle it. And so what you're saying is with TikTok, you just need your phone pretty much, and the music library helps with the creativity part as well. How limited, or I guess maybe a tough question, but like how realistic is it that this music library is going to continue? Is there like a deal that you have with Sony Music or something, or with iTunes, that you guys can use this music forever, or is it at one point going to change to different types of songs?
So we are working with different partners, and always searching for the best solution. So I cannot share with you more detailed information, but for sure, what we are really want to make assure that our users, they get the best experience they can have. So we are always making everything to provide our users with the tools that they can use. They can really utilize the platform. They can utilize their creativity on the platform, and that's something that how I can answer on this question.
Yeah, no worries. I guess most of these questions at the end of the day could be found on Google or some other influencer. I guess one of the ways that I learn about social media is just the culture of the company and the people that are in it. So I'd love to kind of also learn a little bit about your journey within TikTok. You said 2.5 years ago you didn't even know what it was. How did you end up getting recruited by TikTok? What was that journey like?
Oh, okay. So I've been running a Polish entity for another company, and we were reseller partner for the biggest social media platforms, and it was natural for TikTok to reach out to us, and at the beginning, and like start investigating and exercising the options we can have as a partners on those markets. So, and actually I and my team in my previous company introduced TikTok to Poland, and after a few months, I was I remember the call I had first with one of my managers, and then now current managers, but also like with a recruiter who just reached out to me and said like, would you be interested in? So I went through the process, which was quite long process, but I must say that I hear like few times as I'm recruiting now that many people are like really tired, seems to be tired about this process. Sometimes we have like 6 7 rounds of interviews,
Wow.
but
How long
but
does
the
that
end of the
take?
day, it depends. It depends of the availability of the people who need to interview others. So I think this is really important, especially when it comes to this senior positions and managerial positions. People who are tend to run the business, tend to run the team. But at the end of the day, it really makes sense because we have the best people on the market in the team, and also the people who really stick to the culture. They really find like very fast common language with others, and they are really like they have this entrepreneurial mindset. So this is really cool thing at the end of the day when you actually think from the perspective. So after I had the oh my God, I think I had 7 or 8 rounds. So then afterwards, I joined TikTok. I joined TikTok 1 year ago, actually. I'll be celebrating this month here in the TikTok. So I feel like I was hired, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago. So I feel like I'm in the company for 2 weeks, maybe, because of the pace. But from the other hand, I feel like I've been here for ages. So we've done so much within this 12 months. When I joined the team, when was 4 people, and here we have like really huge team and still work in progress. But we are really having a amazing team, and I'm super happy because this week actually I will see them, most of them, first time in my life, like face to face, as we having offsite, which is, yeah, that was really challenging part. Also, like, you need to recruit people online, so that has changed a lot. And I think that's also, this is really good that we have so many rounds of interviews in our company, but because it makes really sense for both sides. So whether you are committed, and something which we are looking at commitment, so I think that you will stick to it. And also I think this it helps candidates to understand our culture and our
So what is the culture like? You keep mentioning culture. Like, what's the culture like that makes it different or fun to work at, I guess? Because again, I have no idea what TikTok is as a company, because most of the social medias that I'm aware of tend to come from the US. I would even say tend to come from the West Coast, most of them being built in Silicon Valley or something like that. So I have of course, because I'm in the tech industry, I know what the Silicon Valley industry is like. But TikTok, I think, is ByteDance, which is a Chinese company. So what is the culture like there?
so our culture is really not, as we are saying, you keep repeating, we are working for the company who is bringing joy to our users. So we want to also bring joy to our employees. We are a great company, and we want people to feel really great, and to actually to we have something which we call bite style. So it is a few general statements, but we want people to really understand what they mean, and what we actually expect from all of us. So how we see ourselves as employees. So we are always aiming for the highest, which means that we really want to have open conversations, giving feedback and understanding, and everyone is equal in this conversation, and everyone can have the great idea, discuss, challenge others, just to make sure that at the end of the day we are achieving really something great. So this is something which I really fall in love was the always day one. So always day one for me is something that makes you having this feeling when you join the company first day, and you are so excited about being in the company, and you are excited about starting new job, and you are open, and you are willing to work hard to prove yourself. And for us it would be great to keep this all time during when you are in the company. So I think that's something which is not, I would say, different values as you can find in all the companies, but we want to have happy people in the company, which makes our clients happy. So
Maybe a lot, because I feel like you're explaining it from a very general perspective. But what is your experience like? What are some of the moments or activities that you're doing that makes it fun for you or gets you joy? uh, maybe an example, like if I walk into one of those Silicon Valley companies, they have like yoga sessions and like all these weird things that, it's funny, but obviously it works. But like, what does TikTok do? What have you done within the, like, with TikTok that's fun?
For me, it's fun every day actually. So this always day one I have, because in the morning when I open my laptop, I'm not like sure what today will pop up and will be a challenge to solve it. So I'm the person who really likes to build from scratch. So that really makes me, very happy person when I got this job, when I knew that I need to build a business, and for me it was something, wow, this is really cool. And when we speak here, but also in with my friends, like comparing ourselves, look, we will be a part of history. So within a few years, when we look back, so and the TikTok will be a very let's say mature platform, then we will be like the dinosaurs who invented this, who were there at the beginning. So I have a lot of fun like with clients. We are talking about great platform who brings joy to the people. So whenever we have meeting, I see people like they are happy, they are smiling, they are and looking at the TikToks that we are sharing. So on the meeting, so this is really cool. Also working with great people. Like I love working with. International environment. So my manager is from UK. My business partners are from France, Germany, from China. So it's like it's every day brings new learnings, new opportunities, and like this is something which really works. And you mentioned this yoga session. So under lockdown, it's very hard to say that we have yoga sessions, but we have something which is called no meeting blocks, and it's scheduled by and default, so you cannot delete it from your calendar. And so we have like 2 hours break within a week, in the middle of the week, where there is no meeting scheduled, and it's cool. I think it's cool. Like it's not, and it's not like you need to work. You can go. You can have lunch with your kids. You can have you can actually have some meeting outside, arrange so private stuff. But I think this is really cool, and a lot of online meetings still and contests, but can't wait to see my team. I think that we will change a lot also when we move to office, and then being together brings more opportunities, and that will like people and me like really having cooler stuff than we have now.
Maybe a question, on the one side, how do you motivate a virtual team? How do you handle yourself during a situation like this?
Um, So how I motivate my team. So that's a challenge. This is a challenge, and I think that for all managers, it is a huge challenge. So first of all, to keep people accountable, to keep people still motivated to work and understanding what their like roles. It's just talking. I think it's just having talks with people and being open and understand their feelings. So first of all. To understand their motivations, to understand their feelings. So you need to be transparent, and I'm transparent, I'm natural in my communication. So I'm not creating any kind of artificial image that they should follow. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that leaving some space for independence brings people and teams to the moment that they somehow self-manage manage themselves, and creating this kind of work pattern and cycle that really works. So they feel that they can own some part of the business, they can own the part what they work, and what, so they feel responsible, and I think that also makes them much more. I don't want to say productive, but like responsible. Yeah, responsible. So this is the word. Yeah, because of course, at the end of the day, we, especially at sales, we need productivity as well. And but I think that's from one end they know that they are part of this community, and they having someone is covering their back, so they can come, they can talk. But from the other hand, they have this space for their own development and growth, and they can uh, create and then follow their own pace how to do their work.
Hmm. How do you think it's going to be different once the whole like Corona thing is lifted and you actually go back to the office? I mean, obviously you're general manager, so I'm assuming you have already plans as to how it's going to be in the office. Can you share some of those?
So in general, we for the sake of safety our employees. So we are still looking at the numbers and safety measures. So we are also discussing this with our internal crisis and management team. So and of course, first of all, we will not like give all people access to the office, so it means that still we need to make sure that safety is the most important part. Then but yeah, I would love to have the whole team in the office, uh, but from the other but what I heard like recently from my colleague, she actually got back to the office a few weeks ago, and she told me like, Sylwia, it's crazy, don't come back to the office, please, because you are losing so much time now for commuting, for like, even going through one room to another for a meeting. So we've been under lockdown for over 1 year now. So, and you've been working through like from your home. So actually, you could wake up 5 minutes before your meeting, just sit down in front of the computer, and now you need to like rearrange everything, and again having time for like waking up, commuting, and meeting people and meeting clients, meeting with your team. So now it is it's a huge challenge, especially for those teams who came back to the office even partially, and those who are still in working from home, because when you look globally on different countries, they are like from full lockdown to full operational mode at the office. So this is a huge challenge. So actually, I don't know how it's gonna be. So,
But if everything is
and
like great and everything is done, everybody's vaccinated, everything is done, and you go back to the office, like what are some of the plans you had in mind to implement into the office? I guess also a question that I would add to that is, how do you see remote working getting into, I mean, you guys are at the forefront of digital, like a social media, like TikTok is literally like, I think, fastest growing thing right now. How does someone like you being general manager look at remote work or partial remote work, or bringing people back to the, like, what balance are you going to strike there, you think?
this is actually the conversation we have now, also in the company. Um, we cannot say anymore that remote work is somehow less effective than working from the office. So, as I said at the beginning, we are still in the people's business. So people need to interact, and people need to be together to discuss some ideas, to discuss their problems, to build actually the bundle between themselves. So that this is very, very important. But from the other hand, when we look at the people who really prefer to stay at home and work from home, we cannot force them and to working 100% back from the office, because as I said, still there is a proof that remote work works. So we are trying to find a balance between like 100% in the office and still working from home, and also taking benchmarks so from each markets where we operate. So different markets has different dynamic of coming back to the office, and other companies, they also introduce some ideas for how to work from home or whether to come back to the office. So we need to take everything into consideration. Otherwise, it will be very hard for us to really like implementing one model which was before pandemic. So, and when you ask me, like when I see, I want to create a place where actually this is not only for the employees. I want to create a TikTok place in Warsaw for everyone who really wants to come. So I want to build a TikTok place for influencers, for our partners, for our clients, and for the team. So yeah, having this spot on the on Warsaw, on the map of Warsaw, where like there is TikTok, and TikTok means everything. So it's not only business, but also creators and our vendors and partners.
Because where is TikTok situated in Warsaw? Is it like centrally or just outside the city? How?
Yes, no. We have office very like in the middle, the center of the center, but still we will move from that place, as it is too small. So we need to find another bigger office. Yeah.
When you say move to a bigger office, are you really just moving away, or are you keeping this location as that TikTok meeting place and then getting some?
No, we will move because it is like shared space, so it's just yeah. So and for this office was created since TikTok in Poland was founded, and then like after 3 lockdowns, we are now considering really nice space, which is much more safer because of course the company introduced a lot of safety regulations and policies that we need to follow, and according to the number of people we're currently having in the team versus the space we have, it doesn't work anymore for us. Yeah.
That makes sense. I had a question that triggered my interest, I guess. You keep mentioning, part of your job is meeting clients and stuff like that. Just out of interest, like what type of clients are you speaking of? Because in my mind, I'm thinking people who advertise on the platform, but like, I don't know, I haven't seen ads yet, I guess, on the platform. Maybe I haven't been looking very well, so.
But this is really good, so it means that really we are creating TikToks, not ads, but so that's good. So everyone is welcome in on our platform. So it depends on the client's needs and the client's business. We can provide the solutions that really sticks to their needs. So those big clients, big international brands, which works with media agencies like Procter, Nestle, Coca-Cola, those or PepsiCo. So of course they are more than they are like the fastest introduced in adapting new platform in their media strategies. But also we have those games and other utility apps developers which are looking at the performance business. So we are also a very good platform for them, as they can extend their activities and also for SMB business. As I said, everyone is much more than welcome. So we have this very good, let's say, flagship products like HTC, so #challenge. But we have also TikTok for business accounts when the client can settle their own budgets and the KPIs for the campaign and run their own campaigns.
What kind of demographics am I thinking of when I go on advertising on TikTok? Am I just targeting like really young people, or what is, obviously you have more overview of the data, what type of people have benefit in advertising? I guess I don't want a general answer, so like everybody, but more like it. At what point in a small business's journey would they be like, oh, I should add to my Facebook ads and my PPC on Google with AdWords, I should add TikTok to that story. Which demographic should they be targeting to think that way? What type of products tend to sell better? Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I have to give you some general answers because um, as a company, we have some rules about the sharing the data. So we would need to sign NDA, and it has to be door-to-door only meeting. Then I will share more data with you, and I'll be happy
But those
to
things are
discuss it.
possible. So when people have a certain budget and they want to advertise on
Of course,
TikTok,
they
they can
can do
sit
it, but
down.
in general, yeah, they in general, I can share it about the
But that's
demographics
already
data.
like much different than Facebook. Because if you go on a Facebook, I mean, I don't want to like crash anybody on this network, but Facebook and Instagram have a great model. I have to add to that. Like obviously it converts, but the customer service is horrible. Like you can't reach anybody. So what you're telling me right now is that with TikTok you can actually sit down with a human being and discuss these things.
Yes, we are. That's why we are having. That's why we are having team. That's why we are having our partnership managers. So which are working closely to the client. Also, we have this whole client service team, which really helps to understand how the best set up the campaign to engage with the majority of the groups for their clients. So we are helping also to choose the best KPIs, whether it sticks or not. So definitely we are helping to understand the platform because you are saying that you haven't seen any ads. So it's good. It should be native. It should be as native as possible. And also our campaign says don't make ads, make TikToks because then it really works. It builds a much more higher engagement and helps brands to really thrive on the platform.
So pretty much as a business, if you're thinking on advertising on TikTok, learn how the platform works, make some TikToks, and then try to get creative ads uh, as natively as possible within TikTok. So don't just like blast a super high produced video on the platform because from what I understand that wouldn't work as well then, or how?
For hashtag challenge, no. For hashtag challenge is it's a different story, but you can really work on very simple ads, which really works on the platform. So it doesn't invest. You don't need to invest a lot of money. And here also we have a team who is supporting our clients how to do it properly.
How is that scalable? TikTok is so big. How can you have that personal approach?
I think that it starts from the moment where we think about that we build a business. So we are interacting with our clients, and for us, it's really important to understand to make sure that clients understand that we are. I would say like special blend of social media and really good content and how to do it. So, of course, whenever where we growing so fast, those SMB clients are having more less people approach, but whenever it comes also to, but the handbook is really, the playbook is really good, and also the support on the client side and from client service side is still really good. So I think this is mainly about the education. So when you want to really want to focus on education, because this is crucial for us for a business, that without this we won't be successful. So we need to make sure that our people are available for a client, that they can provide really necessary training and help to build the campaign from scratch. And of course it takes time. We work hard, we work a lot, but we are moving into the right direction, I think.
So it sounds to me like the position that you're in right now is you're really kind of, when they hired you to build like a business that kind of is called TikTok, but it's like a new business that you're building from scratch almost, with a new team, new clients. That's how, okay, then maybe a question, because we actually had some guests. I think actually 2 episodes ago we had the former chief marketing at Versace, but he was also one of the founding member, or one of the main members who founded Cartoon Network. And he was also explaining a similar story of how, you know, he had to start this whole thing from scratch. It sounds almost very similar. So I guess my question is like, when you go through your career and they recruit you to start something new, was this a completely new experience to you, starting something from scratch? Or if it was, how were you not super intimidated? Was there enough support, or how did you pretty much not be afraid of doing it?
So, yeah, I think it's not about being afraid. I think it's about courage enough and to really take the opportunity. And I think that there is I would say that there is a rule I follow in my life: you win or you learn. So I think that this is something which brought me here, and I took this role. I haven't had this experience before, building the business from scratch in the region, not only in Poland, but in the region. I had some relevant skills, and which I got from my previous job. I worked for over 3 years. And but I just took a challenge, and it was a challenge for me. So, and yes, true, I got a tremendous support from my managers, from the team, and from the community that we have, I would say, because it's not only the team members, but all the like other teams and cross-functional teams, not only from my department, but all the other departments. And that's the one. And also when I met first clients, when I start to talk to people, when I heard this huge interest, I said that, okay, then I understand it. So it also helped me to overcome my fears. I had a lot of fears. And I had a lot of doubts whether I can, manage that. Am I good enough? So this is something which I'm trying always to. I'm asking this question all the time to myself. But from the other hand, when I see that we are moving in good direction, we are, and I have really great team, great people I'm working with. That give me a lot of power and push me and push me forward, actually. Yeah.
What are some relevant skills you mentioned from your last job? What were you doing there?
I've been leading HTT Pool, which is a reseller partner for such platforms like Twitter, Snapchat, Spotify. So
what does a reseller partner do?
So for the countries where the platform doesn't see opportunity to build their own operations and bring the team to the ground, they work with HTT Pool, so in Europe. And we are the extension of their sales in HQ. So most of the platforms I work with and people, they had their operations and support team in London or in Dublin. So but the team and my team was acting as a Twitter partner, as a Spotify partner, and talk on behalf of Spotify with clients and bringing results then back to the partner.
So what were some of these skills that you learned that made you, that are helping you right now in your role? I also, maybe to add, I learned from stories. Can you share some stories where you were like, where you had a learning lesson that also helped you now as you're building TikTok in Europe?
Building the business first, I think the biggest learning is that building the business takes time, and sometimes the progress seems not to be there when you expect. But if you are really committed, when you are really focused on the goals, you will get there. So this is like the biggest learning I have. Also, like I think that's the way how to the TikTok and other platforms do the business, when they are looking at the client. So this is something quite unique. We don't have this. I didn't have this experience before working in other companies which are not so much social media oriented. And I think this is the way, the culture of business, and how to interact with clients, what we can provide, how to look from the platform perspective to the business is something that was quite helped me also to quite quickly jump into the, let's say, operational level, and understanding how to operate internationally. So it's not only like building the business in one country, but also having this experience and from other countries, understanding their marketplace, they understanding the biggest challenges that each market has, as also understanding people. And here, I also in this now where I am now, I'm using the relations I built through the recent position. So, yeah. So, yeah.
How is it? Because in your last job, you were doing it for so many platforms. Maybe kind of a general question, but is it almost all the same? Like, if you promote Twitter and Spotify, is it like the same thing, just kind of different? Like, I don't know, like in the Netherlands, you have like Netherlands and Belgium, and in Belgium, you have the Flemish region where I'm originally from. So it's like, we both speak Dutch, but different accents. So, and obviously, you're not going to say that one is Dutch and the other one is Belgian. Like, you're not going to say that to a Dutch person. But at the end of the day, we all speak Dutch. So the question is, are these platforms all the same, just different dialects? So if you can learn one language, you can understand all the others? Or is it really a completely different skill set?
I would not say that this is like completely different, but yeah, that's. I think that it's just about understanding DNA of the platform and how you then can use this platform for your business or your own purpose. So it starts from that. So narrative is very important, and understanding, knowing the platform, how the platform works, is really important. And then, of course, the sales process, building the partnership with business with clients, is more or less the same. But it starts from really working, but really starts from understanding the platform and narrative. So even I represented 3 or 4 different platforms. I still, even with one person, when I discuss either Spotify or LinkedIn or Twitter, I've been discussing different approach. I've been discussing different needs, clients' needs. So, and it starts from the narrative and DNA of each platform.
Could you give an example of like how would it be different on LinkedIn? How would it be different on Twitter, Spotify?
Yeah, so on Twitter is always look at this. So it's what's happening. It's people are sharing. It's not about liking, like collecting likes. on Instagram is looking at me. You know, you are posting very nice Polish picture from your holidays, or you know, you're looking always great. So look at me. On Twitter, you are sharing something important, what's happening. Yeah. So this is this the, for example, this is the major difference. So it also understanding the users. So actually, at the end of the day, from the business perspective, understanding your clients.
What about LinkedIn and Spotify? How?
So LinkedIn is for business. So really, it's a business network where you work with professionals. When you can build a business through reaching out to the people who are relevant to your business, when you want to extend your own social business social network and develop your skills. So this is quite unique platform, and Spotify is for music. So it's but also it's like my moment. So we used to use this comparison that you know someone can have like I don't know something on the T-shirt which says that this is like really tough person, and he can listen to Barbra Streisand, for example. So you know, because this is me, and you know, in the headphones, this is my moment, my music. So yeah.
How realistic is it on Spotify to then, because you say music, right? How realistic is it then to grow a podcast on Spotify?
So there are a few podcasts already because the interest is there. So, but here I can contact you offline with the relevant people. So yeah.
Cool. And then, so when we go through all the social medias, so what is TikTok then? If Instagram is all about me, Spotify is about my moment, LinkedIn is about professional, what is TikTok?
So TikTok is about, as I said at the beginning, it's about bringing joy to the people. So this is like inspire with creativity and using the platform to make everyone's happier. So this is like the TikTok.
So would a educational short snippet on a TikTok, does that fit the narrative of the platform where you educate someone in a short TikTok how to do something?
We have many. This is that users they are creating their different, let's say, videos and themes that they want to share. Recently, I got the message from one on LinkedIn. I got the message from one of the TikTok users that she would love to share more her content about how to cook certain things, and this is how can she boost it, because she saw it and she's so excited to creating this. So I think that how this educational content is created by the users, which they feel that they really want to do it.
But so you have she wanted to boost how to cook content. What was your answer to her?
So actually, she wanted to make something more. So take online, offline, because she of course reached out to me to really help her whatever she can do more or better. But also she had some really some of them really crazy ideas, like you know. But she was it, and that also makes me so happy every day when people reaching out and they have so many different ideas, seeing how they are fascinated about the platform, what they do there, and if they see more and more interactions with their content and they see that they bring something to others, bringing joy, bringing some purpose, they educate, they start really unleash their creativity. And then what I see, like people coming here, you know, and based on that, I would love to do that and that. And sometimes, and most of those ideas are like, yeah, let's bring this my online to offline. Let's do this and that. So and it's amazing. So people have more and more ideas. And actually, she wanted to have like food trucks, and promote her content and promote TikTok. Actually, and that was the very exciting part of her plan, how to promote TikTok. So, she is influencer on TikTok. She is creating a content. So her idea is not only to promote herself, but then she asked me, okay, how can we promote TikTok? So it's amazing.
I'm still confused. So then, what was the answer? You said online to offline. What does it mean exactly?
I mean, that was the idea, that she brought this idea. So I will arrange a meeting with her just to understand. It was like recently. It was a few days ago.
Oh, okay.
So but it was the newest, let's say the latest that came to my mind as I was really reading this and quite interested in her ideas. Yeah. But I'm always trying to help people. So whenever they come, we really want to first, then I of course then connect them with the relevant team members. But I'm really interested to giving people answers, especially when I see that they are want to grow with us. So first, always trying to understand, deeper what actually they really would like to do. So then we will, accordingly to that, we work with them or follow up on their ideas. Yeah.
But to answer my question, it is a good sign that an influencer on TikTok is already thinking about these educational cooking videos, because clearly it can work. And then I guess the goal is then to find a team member within TikTok to creatively put it in a place that users actually enjoy the content. I have a question that obviously we didn't get to it yet, but as a kind of zoom out, we've covered, I feel like, most of TikTok, a little bit of your previous job. How do you feel, or maybe a question that I want to ask is, how did you get through in such a male dominated space? How did you become, I guess, successful, or how did you get the positions that you got? Is it something that you did different? And I guess this question is more for all the female members from my team. Like, what should they do if they want to have a job in a tech giant like that?
I love those questions because the truth is that there is no ready recipe. So first of all, I think for sure I was lucky. I was lucky because I met the right people in right moment, which helped me to let's say get the right view on certain things in general. But then it was like I'm very hardworking person, and this is always starts from hardworking. So being hard worker and very focused and very oriented on the goal and knowing what you want to achieve. So this is something that that really brought me to the moment where I am. And I know that this still is something in many still, but for sure in Poland, like in our countries where we have this unequal and still like men are dominating there. But this is something we cannot change. If you if you cannot change something, so why you should use your energy? Why you should bother about it? It's just if you want to really to get your dreams, you become your dreams true. So just focus on that. Just be the best version of yourself, and then just really show off what you can do. And talent at the end of the day always win. Results at the end of the day always work. So this is something which is really important, because what I see that many, not many, but like I think this is also for my for mice as well. So this is like using excuses why you fail. If you fail, it's fine. It is okay. But then just get up and go and try again. And I think that this is really, really important. That being oriented, goal oriented, and focus on your own goals. And yeah, so I think that this is really, really important. And having some luck of always, as always.
Where did you learn most of these like lessons? Um, I don't know. Did it come from a job, from a boss, from your hobbies? Like, where are you learning all of this stuff from?
I think that's both, like from my job and also from my hobbies. But from my job, I always, and yeah, I think that this is very important, to be a good observer, to observe people, so to understand the rules of the games. So this is, I think, really important. So to succeed in every job, in every business, in every vertical, it's not only about like tech, but also in like everywhere. So observe, and I observe my managers, my principals that I have in a previous companies. So what works for them, how they work, how they react on certain behaviors and other situations, and I took from that the best, and ever winning, always winning behaviors and solutions. So and then I implemented to my life. So this is something which I really learn a lot just from day-to-day work and observing successful people, learning from them. And also from my hobbies. I mean, I have one hobby, so it's sport, and I would say it's kind of like more a professional sport, and this requires also a lot of discipline and focus. So I took also that from that.
Could you tell me more for the viewers also? What sport do you do? How did you get into it?
Now I do weightlifting. Actually, I do Olympic weightlifting, and like few weeks ago, I won Polish Olympic weightlifting Masters Championships, and so I'm champion.
Oh, you
And
won! Congrats!
yeah. So, but this is like very hard work and requires like a lot of hard work and a lot of like overcoming failures, because someone told that steel, which is the bar, is just hates like company. It requires that you need to be alone, like you need to leave everything from your head outside the gym, because then you really, and so it's so fast, it's so precise movement that you cannot regularly be distracted by anything else. So yeah, and how I came, that was quite a long story, but make it short. So few years ago, I always, since I was a kid, I love ride on the bike. Like I love it, just. But when I started office work, so and winter came, every season I started from scratch. So I started like this first few weeks was the toughest week always, as I needed to bring my blood circulation and everything on the level that I can really do again my training and right as I want. So I decided that I need to do something between the seasons, and I met my coach, and at the gym. It was a random gym, like like on the corner, and but I said to him like, no group class. I'm not the group person which goes and do this like left hand left no. And he said okay, and so maybe you want to do the box, because it also requires a lot of like energy and builds this cardio resistance for the training. So I said, yeah. So I've been boxing for a while, and then I moved to CrossFit, and CrossFit became a really huge love of mine for many years. And also I'm a CrossFit coach. Sorry, I'm a CrossFit athlete and CrossFit coach. And I really love to work with people. So seeing how they are changing, and this is really cool. Like, I'm not saying about the athletes, I'm saying about really regular people who come and they stick to the process, and they are seeing themselves like that they can really do something better for themselves. And like doing CrossFit on the professional level, it's very hard, it's very demanding. So first, it's very time consuming, but also it is a various of movements, so from gymnastics, from weightlifting, from running. And after a few years, I see that it also started impacting my joints, my,
Really?
it's true that these professional athletes, they really need to take care of themselves. So either I should quit my job and be focused only on sport to make sure that my body can recover, fully recovered. When not, as working whole day and using still your nervous system, you cannot do that. So, and I've started searching for, and I found myself that weightlifting is something which I really enjoy. And so I decided that I will move from CrossFit to Olympic weightlifting. And here I am. It was a long and painful process.
Did you compete at the CrossFit Games, or was that too demanding?
Actually, that was my dream, but first of all, you need to go on these classifications, like starting from from the country classification. Then it's like semi-finals, quarter-final. Now they change a lot. So yeah, actually, this Sunday, another CrossFit Games just finished, and it was amazing. Yeah.
Because I know the men's champion is Matt.
Matt
Forgot his-
Fraser.
Matt
Yeah,
Fraser.
Matt Fraser.
I
Yeah,
saw
but
the
he resigned.
documentary.
He retired from CrossFit last year. Yeah, but also
I
his
actually listened to
partner.
that podcast with Joe Rogan. Did you listen to that one?
Yeah, of
It was
course,
really good.
yes. Cool. Yeah.
I was listening to that podcast, and he actually started with Olympic weightlifting, from my understanding, and then went into CrossFit. He was talking about how the form within CrossFit is really bad, and that's partially why he won so many times. Do you find, as you're switching from CrossFit to Olympic weightlifting, that you're learning a lot about form?
So, thanks God, my coach from the very first day, he was very strict about the form, and he said like quality over quantity. So first, every movement has to be really done well, and yeah, because and of course when you do not one snatch, but you do like the barbell cycling with snatches, the techniques is gone because you are in a hurry, you really want to make the movement fast. So people are forgetting about this, and it's true. And they are trying to do the movement, they think that they are doing in an efficient way, which is not true, but they think that they want to do it fast. So that's so many people are hurt, not even competing in CrossFit Games, but other like smaller competitions. And I saw it a lot of like, I even like covered my eyes and I said, I don't want to look at it because what this person does really hurts me. So yeah, and weightlifting, now it's about like moving the needle, because you have certain technique to lift, I don't know, 50 kilos. But if you want to move with snatch another 10, then it starts then the process starts, because I don't know, like the first pull, second pull, you need to like pull your back or whatever, like change about millimeters. Maybe you put your feet narrower or wider. It's so then checking like the small details just to like get another 2 kilos on the bar.
Just out of interest, you mentioned your joints started to get hurt. I mean, I've been looking at CrossFits, always scared of the injuries, but like, why did your joints start hurting?
Because when I was, joints, because it was a lot of like loads with the bar, on the bar. So like pull-ups, just to bar. So like still your body is and my joints. This is something maybe about my uniqueness. I never had, thanks God, and no other like injury, but I did a lot of movements which requires put pressure out of my joints, like and extend it and then pressing. So this is how my body reacted on that.
Clear. Do you find that as you're progressing now in Olympic weightlifting, it's helping you in your business? And also, before we go back to the business part, have you also considered to do maybe triathlons, an Ironman or something like that? I can imagine that being you like riding the bike, it's also less hurtful on the joints. Have you considered that?
I hate running, so I will never do triathlons. and I'm laughing to my friends. That's why I also quit CrossFit, because when the season came, always was like, okay, now more running. So I really hate running. I don't know why, but yeah. So I love bike. I love swimming, but it's just like the commitment. I think. I mean, I found it so. That this is so me, like this weightlifting, it's so me. So I maybe if we meet in a year, I will tell you like, okay, now I'm doing triathlons, but now for a few years now I feel that weightlifting is something which I'm really in love with, and I feel that this is me. By the way, I'll be visiting Netherlands soon for Master Olympics weightlifting in mid-October.
Yeah. Oh, send me a message. I'll be here. So okay, then the question is, you say Olympic weightlifting is like really you. Um, to put it in, obviously not everybody does Olympic weightlifting. I don't do that. So can you put it into business terms? Like, what are the skills that are really you that you're also able to implement in business?
So so first of all, trust the process. And so it means that if this is not about quick wins, and as I told you that in like a few minutes before discuss this, that building the business takes time and it's a process. There are some, pushbacks. There are some huge challenges. Sometimes you need to say, okay, doesn't work, and it's also fine. So I think that, and this is in the same in the sport. So sport and business, having first being committed, otherwise you won't be successful. Trusting the process. So it just takes time. Small steps brings you to the bigger goal. Also failure, which is, as I said, I don't win or fail. I win or I learn, which it is fine. It is fine when because without failing, you cannot grow actually. So, and I think that this is the most important part for people to understand, that failure is not such a big thing. Like, everyone is saying, no, I don't want to make a mistake, so it's better not to do anything. So, but I think that really failure is something which can really help people to become better, and you need to be disciplined. Otherwise, actually, you cannot get to the point where when you are in dreams. So you can put dreams in life when you are really committed, hardworking, and disciplined person who are always learning. So because for me, when I'm in the age where I'm now, learning something new from the base, and allowing my coach, who is like 20 years younger than I, saying, okay, you are doing this wrong, you need to learn. It is some kind of, challenge, but staying humble helps you to then to really see that, okay, it makes someone is better than I, and it's fine. Something knows more than I, and it's also fine. I can learn from that person. And this is where we should look at. So this is like one-to-one from sport to business and from business to sport.
How do you stay disciplined?
I'm very organized, and that I started from being organized. But then I saw it that, okay, like, whenever I don't know, will have drinks the night before, my training will be affected definitely. So, and it's okay. Of course it is okay always to have those days off because it's natural. But if you drink all the time, you cannot expect results. So I think the discipline comes when people, like from me, I just defined what I want to achieve. And that was something which actually naturally put me in some routine and staying disciplined. So, yeah.
So clear goals for you.
Yeah, definitely clear goals.
And routines.
Yes, I want to be on the Olympics with weightlifting, so I have the goal. It's my dream.
Oh, you want to be on the Olympics for weightlifting?
Or some games around for masters, because of course it is it has to be defined. I haven't seen weightlifters older than 30, so I already passed that far a few years ago. So something which and actually this year they will be running World Championship in Tokyo in December for masters. So we'll see after Netherlands whether I'm be qualified or not. I'm very close to that, so I hope.
Well, you won, so there's actually a chance that you could make it.
Yeah, but I need to make a certain number on those events, so we'll see it. Working on that, yeah.
Cool. I'll be cheering you on in the Netherlands. So when you come
Thank you. Thank you.
But we're actually always ask certain types of questions around obviously the name Impact Talks, as certain things that again I learned from stories. So one of the ones that we tend to ask a lot is we call this segment the crash and burn segment. So I guess the question is about failures, some of the biggest failures that you might have experienced and what you learned from it. And so the question would be, what are some of these biggest failures that you didn't expect happen throughout your entire career, not just TikTok and obviously your sport, and what did you learn from those biggest failures?
I had one really huge mistake, and it was it was maybe 5 years. I was 5 years in the business, and I gave a client a huge rebate by mistake. Really, 99% rebate. So, and the whole amount of of the deal was really huge. So it means that our company needed to cover this huge gap between the price and the discount and the price that we needed to pay to the platform and to a client, to the publisher actually. And it was really huge mistake. And actually, I packed my box, put everything into my box, and I said, and then I went to a trading director, and I said, look, we have an issue. And I really remembered that by end of my life, his eyes saying, this is not an issue. I don't know what is it, but this is fucking no issue. This is not an issue. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I said, yes. Okay, so, And what I expect from you, so we need to immediately arrange the meeting with the publisher. And you, I don't know how, but you need to think how to make them give us better conditions for this deal to minimize the impact, that my company needed to pay. And yeah, so I called the company, this publisher. We had a meeting, and few days later, few hours actually later, because they came, because it was of course urgent, so they came, and we negotiated, and we make a deal, and and everyone was happy. So what I've learned, that there is nothing, there is nothing like you cannot fix or arrange, or like you just need to, that fear holds you back from taking action. So even if you are like really scared and you don't know what to do, just start breathing, and then use other people to help you. Always. If they say no, you will find another way. You will find, but people really are tend to help you if you ask. So I think that was and this is all. And the other thing, what I've learned then, was it's only business. This is not that we are not saving humans' lives. This is not something that because of this deal, someone will die. No, it's just a business. So like having this ability to take a step back, breathe, and then take some actions. But also we need to always take some actions, take responsibility, because I said it's my mistake, I failed, and I back then I was like ready to take all the consequences, so I could lose my job immediately. But this is like the biggest, that was the really huge mistake. I mean, in the numbers, it was like huge, really. Even today, it would be a huge, so yeah.
Then a next question is about impact. Obviously, it's called Impact Talks here. So, what is the project that you worked on that had the biggest impact? And again, this could be anything from sports to your career now, career previously. What is the project you worked on that had the biggest impact?
So actually, it was from my coaching career. So I had a colleague who came to me, and he was obese. Maybe not. He was like maybe not obese, but he was overweight. And he came to me and said that, yeah, Sylwia, I want to lose some pounds, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, okay, but I will help you, but I want you to stay committed. And if you decide that you don't want to work anymore with me or like on your progress because this is your goal, okay, it's fine, but don't make this situation that I will be trying to help you and then you will be like once, maybe per month, joining the training or something. So he said, okay. And we have this like back and forth conversations, and I waited for his call. Like I said, like, if you want to start, you need to tell me. I will not tell you that today we will start. This is your call. And we worked together for 1 year and a half. He lost over 20 kilograms. But this is something not about losing the kilograms, because of course I was really impressed by his stick to the diet, to the trainings. He had his ups and downs, so it's natural and it's obvious. But for me, the biggest impact was on his mindset. We talk a lot. We talk a lot about not only sport, but like how to stay committed to something, how to change your life, how to really take the responsibility. And I know where he is now, what he does, and I think that this is my personal like biggest win in my life. I changed someone's life. I help someone to change his life, and yeah. So I think that that's something which.
Can you share some of that thing? How to stay committed and like what were you talking about?
So he like in general like staying committed, because I said like, okay, you want to lose your weight. So what do you want to do? It's not about like having another diet, because people think that okay, I will have this diet or that diet and then I will lose my. And I said no, it's not about this. You can eat everything, but just start from eating half of it. Then you can of course immediately start like. Switching off some sugar, but don't reduce everything from scratch, because then you will fail for sure. Like within a few days I would fail. I eat sugar and it's okay and it's fine. The question is how you do it. And this understanding this, it was the really toughest process for him. But I was like, he asked me to help him and we discussed a lot. So I think that this is like, you cannot force, I mean, you can force someone to do certain things, but he needs to understand that he needs to stay committed to, because it was his choice, not mine. And I think that being like sometimes even like, detached from his feelings, and also like quite, like cold, because I didn't give him this, this opportunity to somehow pull me in his and being a part of this process. So I should share the responsibility for him. I said, no, I'm here. I can bring you my knowledge, my experience. I can help you to train and not to harm yourself. But this is your experience and responsibility. And yeah, so this is like this kind of stuff. I don't know how I do it, but recently also help another person to take the decision and change the job. I'm just talking to people and I'm sharing what I do in my life, and they are like, oh, okay, fine. But this is like, that's how it works.
I like that. It means you're probably living your life very transparently.
Very transparent. Sometimes some people, especially they at work, like from the HR, they tell me like, Sylwia, you need to somehow like adjust or something. I'm not saying here, but in general, I heard many times. But I think that this is not. I'm always saying, but this is me. It's all about me, my emotions, how I am. And my current manager, he really is. I was really impressed what he said to me. He's like, but you don't need to change. It's all about your emotions. Those emotions, and actually they brought you here where we are today, and it's amazing. So I think that people need to be transparent, and they need to stay open and behave that in the way that doesn't hurt anyone, but also doesn't hurt them. Because I don't want to pretend someone. When I start pretending, it's not me. And I don't build trust, and everything is built on trust.
I completely agree with that one. We're nearing the end, and I want to ask a question regarding any books that you would recommend. Are there any books that you're reading or that you've read and you think this is definitely a recommendation?
So I have a few books of my life which are like really, really cool. So first of all is Rules. So by Ray Dalio. So this is
Ray
like Rules.
Dalio, yeah.
Yeah. So this is like my Bible. And the latest book is Tough by Greg Everett. So this is he's the athlete coach, weightlifting athlete coach with over 20 years of experience, and this is like my my guru, which I really admire. But he wrote a book which is called Tough, and it's not about being tough in sport, in being tough in general. It's very simple rules how to put your mindset on and to be successful in life in sport. So this is like my recent books, but of course I have a lot of them.
What are some of the learning lessons out of those books that you could share with the audience?
So it's about like for rules from dialogue. It's just about like first you need to know yourself. You need to be a complete person, and as you are a complete person, then you set rules for life, and you really need to stick to them, because without this, like setting some rules in general, it's fine, it's great, but if you believe what you believe and you follow those rules in life, and then also applying these rules in your business, you can be successful. You cannot fail, because you are very complete person. You are transparent. You are a person who builds trust, and also, and whatever those rules are, still you need to really follow them, and that's something. And for sport, and for this toughness for from Greg Everett, is that setting the goals and knowing yourself. So it's actually the same, like it's just a different language, but and knowing yourself. So it's mean like also minimizing the clutter, minimizing distractions. So if you know your goal, you don't you actually build discipline, because you reduce the whole clutter around. You are not distracted by any small, I don't know, competitions at sports. So if I go and compete on Sunday in the gym next to, if they're running this home competition, how will affect my training and how will affect my whole process? So this is this question when I ask. If I now I don't know, will meet or spend 1 hour on this presentation, which is actually irrelevant for my business, how will affect my work on the strategy for the 2022? So this is like asking this question all the time and knowing what you want to achieve. So, and that's both books are about.
I absolutely love that. I think it also shows a lot how intersected your sport and your business life is. I want to roll out the red carpet for you, and kind of, do you have anything to promote, anything to share? Just just share with the people. Red carpet for you.
Uh,
Or where can people find you?
Okay, so people can find me on LinkedIn, and they for sure can reach out to me on LinkedIn for business, and on TikTok for fun, and also I'm also on Facebook, and I'm there as Sylwia Chada. But I think that what I want to share, and something which I'll keep repeating, that we are discussing this approach in business, how being successful, what do we need to do, but one thing I want to share with everyone that's really important. It is really important to remember that people will not remember us from our successes and failures, but they will remember us from the way how we treated them. And I think that this is like really important to understand and to remember. So if you can make someone smile, if you can make someone happy, this is this is all about this.
I think on that note, we can definitely close, as it's a very beautiful closing. I'm definitely going to be cheering you on when you're in the Netherlands competing. Definitely, if you make it in Tokyo and everything, come back, share that story with us. But in any case, super excited that you were on, sharing